Metro Police arresting Pawn Stars Corey Harrison early Friday morning, accusing him of driving drunk.
In the world of reality television, few names have resonated as strongly as Corey Harrison. Known to millions as Big Hoss from the History Channel's hit series Pawn Stars, Corey epitomized the highs and lows of fame. From his early days growing up in his grandfather's pawn shop to becoming a reality TV icon, Corey's life has been a whirlwind. Yet behind the television cameras lies a story filled with triumphs, struggles, and controversies that have led many to question his final place in the Pawn Stars legacy. Is Corey's sentence truly final? Have we seen the last of him on the public stage? Is it goodbye for good to the man who stood a chance of inheriting the business and the Pawn Stars legacy? And Corey turned his life around. A family affair. The legacy of Pawn Stars is a family affair. Pawn Stars began in 2009 as a simple concept, a family-run pawn shop in Las Vegas showcasing unique items and the stories behind them. It quickly became a cultural phenomenon, with Corey Harrison taking center stage alongside his father, Rick, and family friend Chumlee. The dynamic between the cast members, Rick's sharp business acumen, Corey's ambitious nature, and Chumlee's comic relief, made the show a hit. The weird and wonderful items brought into the store had viewers hooked. Given its location in the gaudy, fun-loving city of Las Vegas, it was hardly surprising that some of the items that came through the doors were intriguing, to say the least. Viewers were always poised to hear what the cast would make of the items and, of course, what the valuation would be. While it provided entertainment for the viewer, for the stars of the show, this was just their job, something they had been doing long before a film crew joined them. Corey's role wasn't merely for show. Having worked at the pawn shop since the age of 9, he brought authentic expertise to the screen. Yet, as the series grew, so did the pressure to maintain its allure. There was a pressure to keep up with a persona that viewers had fallen in love with. If they were having a bad day at work, as most people do, there was no opportunity to vent or have an off day when the cameras were rolling. But as anyone knows, it's practically impossible to keep that front up the whole time. The family's seemingly idyllic business began to reveal cracks, laying the groundwork for the scandals and controversies that would later define its narrative. For those who ran the business, they never expected it to become so popular. Now they were stars in their own right. Some might say that the show was now their job. While the older stars of the show, like Rick and his father, the old man, still had a passion and love for the shop, it could be argued that its younger stars got slightly swept up in the fame. While it was clear that Corey was destined to one day take over the store, no one could deny that the recognition that came with being on the show was dazzling. But with fame comes the inability to fly under the radar, a lesson Corey would quickly learn. Where the show had once been loved for its simple concept, more people were becoming interested in the drama that took place when the cameras weren't recording. At the center of this interest was Corey Harrison. A life full of highs, the fame and fortune of Corey Harrison. Corey's rise to fame was meteoric. As the son of Rick Harrison and grandson of the old man Richard Harrison, Corey inherited not just a business but a legacy. His charm and knowledge made him a fan favorite, and he quickly became synonymous with the show's success. Having worked in the store from such a young age, it was clear to any fan of the show that Corey was being primed to one day take over the store. He was eventually promoted to manager of the day-to-day operations and made the most purchases of anyone there. Fame aside, the pawn shop is truly where Corey's passion lies, and there's no denying that he's good at what he does. The financial rewards were immense. Pawn Stars transformed the gold and silver pawn shop into a tourist hotspot, with millions of fans flocking to see it. Where their favorite reality TV moments were filmed, the pawn shop became more than just a business. It was an iconic landmark in a place flooded with tourists. With Corey as one of its most recognizable faces, his fame brought opportunities beyond the show, including guest appearances, endorsements, and a larger-than-life persona that resonated with audiences around the world. Corey's work ethic was evident in how he handled the shop's operations. Despite the pressures of fame, he maintained a strong connection to the business's roots, ensuring that the shop's reputation for authenticity and expertise remained intact. Even when people came to the shop just to catch a glimpse of the day-to-day operations, Corey's mind was on the business, trying to entice people into a deal. His ability to identify valuable items and negotiate deals showcased his deep knowledge and love for the trade. This dedication earned him respect from fans and collectors alike. However, the spotlight is a double-edged sword. As Corey's fame grew, so did the public's interest in his personal life. Every decision he made, both in and out of the shop, was scrutinized. While many admired his success, Others were quick to criticize his missteps. Balancing the expectations of a global audience with the demands of running a business proved to be a daunting challenge for someone who had been catapulted into the spotlight at a young age. The show has now become a global phenomenon, and as his profile rose, so did Corey's apparent inability to stay out of trouble. As each indiscretion was made into a headline, it left many wondering when enough would be enough. Was Corey Harrison about to receive a final sentence and say goodbye for good? If so, where did this leave him in the show and the family? The fall begins. Legal woes and public scandals. The turning point in Corey's story came not on the set of Pawn Stars, but in courtrooms and police stations. His run-ins with the law began to overshadow his television persona. One infamous incident involved a barroom altercation in California, where Corey was arrested for battery and resisting arrest. The event painted a stark contrast to the jovial businessman fans had come to love. It left many questioning who the real Corey Harrison was, the man on the TV show who was loyal to his family and had a strong head for business, or the man who got into bar fights. While one indiscretion could be forgiven and maybe forgotten, the controversies didn't stop there. Corey's name made headlines again in a dramatic RV rental debacle. Accused of returning a wrecked RV in poor condition, complete with interior damage and a litany of complaints from the owner, Corey's reputation took another hit. These incidents, combined with a DUI arrest in Las Vegas, painted a picture of a man struggling to reconcile his fame with personal accountability. The Corey Harrison now being presented in the media was a far cry from what fans were used to seeing on the show. He was painted as a reckless, careless man who often let alcohol cloud his judgment. For many fans, the stark contrast between the Corey they admired on TV and the Corey in real life was jarring. It led to a growing divide between those who continued to support him and those who felt he was tarnishing the Harrison name. His legal issues weren't just a problem for the show, they were a problem for the family business. Even though his troubles hadn't led to any serious legal consequences or time in jail, many wondered if it was just a matter of time before his sentence was final and he was put away for good. He was a man on a downward spiral, but it wasn't just his freedom he faced saying goodbye to. It was his place in the business. How much longer would Rick stand by and let his son attract negative attention that could quite easily destroy everything that he and his own father had built up? The fallout from Corey's scandals didn't just affect him. It rippled through the entire Harrison family. The public scrutiny was relentless, and the reputation of the gold and silver pawn shop began to suffer. While the show's loyal fan base kept it afloat, there was an undeniable tension between maintaining its wholesome appeal and addressing the darker realities of its stars. Corey's behavior became a focal point of criticism, with detractors arguing that his actions betrayed the trust and admiration of fans worldwide. Yet, in true Harrison fashion, the family remained tight-lipped, leaving much of the speculation unaddressed, choosing to deal with things privately in an attempt to salvage as much of their reputation as they could. The troubles weren't limited to Corey's personal life. Within the Harrison family, tensions were brewing. Rick Harrison's ongoing legal battle with his mother, Joanne, brought the family's financial disputes into public view. Joanne's claims of being coerced into signing over her shares of the pawn shop and her subsequent lawsuit revealed a rift in the family that was hard to ignore. These disputes raised questions about Corey's own future. Was he destined to follow in his father's footsteps, or would the scandals and conflicts ultimately push him away from the business? For Corey, the weight of these tensions was compounded by his growing disillusionment with fame. In interviews, he has hinted at the toll the spotlight has taken on his personal life, leaving fans to wonder if he might one day walk away from it all. Suddenly, goodbye for good took on a different meaning. Maybe it wasn't his legal troubles that would be his final sentence after all. Maybe Corey would conclude that the pressure of fame was too much for him to handle, and he would say goodbye to the show. The strain on the family dynamic was clear both on and off screen. Corey's repeated brushes with controversy seemed to deepen the cracks in the Harrison family's united front. At times, it felt as though the legacy of the gold and silver pawn shop was hanging by a thread, with Corey's actions serving as a lightning rod for criticism. As these conflicts unfolded, the question lingered, was Corey's sentence truly final? Whether through legal troubles or a personal decision to step away, the possibility of Corey saying goodbye for good loomed large. His future in the family business appeared uncertain, and the fans who had grown to love him were left speculating about what lay ahead. Would Corey rise above the chaos, or would the weight of his struggles prove too much to bear? For Corey Harrison, the realization that he was on the brink of losing everything came after two major blows: the death of his grandfather in 2018 and the tragic loss of his brother to an overdose in early 2024. These events forced Corey to confront the trajectory of his life and the impact his actions had on the people he loved most. The weight of these losses brought a clarity that had previously eluded him. Corey often shared stories about his grandfather, the old man, whose legacy was the backbone of both the family and the pawn shop. Losing his grandfather was a stark reminder of the values that built the gold and silver pawn shop: hard work, honesty, and family. It was a legacy Corey realized he had been straying from, and it left him questioning whether he was truly honoring his grandfather's memory. The loss of his brother only deepened this introspection. In interviews and social media posts, Corey hinted at feelings of guilt and regret. The loss of his brother hasn't just hit Corey hard, but Rick can also see the loss of a second son if Big Hoss doesn't change his way. Rick issued an ultimatum to Corey Harrison: change for good or the sentence is final, and it's goodbye for good to the business. Corey's realization that he needed to change not just for himself but for his family and their shared legacy came in the wake of heartbreak and loss, and a startling wake-up call that he had drifted far away from the young man he'd once been when Pawn Stars first hit the TV screens. Corey's decision to leave behind his destructive behaviors was not made lightly. It was a sentence he placed on himself, a commitment to saying goodbye for good to the legal troubles and lifestyle choices that had jeopardized his future. This shift was reflected in his actions, spending more time with his father in Chumli, traveling, and focusing on self-improvement. His social media now features images of a man embracing life outside the pawn shop. Though he has not entirely distanced himself from the show or the family business, Season 22 of Pawn Stars concluded in 2023 with no official announcement yet about a new season. However, Corey's renewed focus on family and personal growth has left fans hopeful for his return. Whether on television or off, Corey Harrison's story is far from over. His final sentence may mark the end of one chapter, but it also signals the start of another, one defined by redemption, responsibility, and a commitment to honoring the Harrison legacy. If Pawn Stars returns soon, many fans are hoping that this ultimatum and Corey's willingness to say goodbye to his destructive lifestyle choices will bring back the man they all fell in love with 15 years ago. Corey's journey hasn't been an easy one, plagued with health issues, legal battles, and a struggle with fame, but it looks as though things have a real chance of changing. Corey's struggles with health and image weren't just legal or professional, they were deeply personal. For years, Corey battled obesity, a struggle that culminated in a life-changing gastric bypass surgery in 2010. The procedure helped him shed over 100 pounds, and notably, he has managed to maintain this significant weight loss, a victory in itself. This commitment to his health ensures a better future, but it has not been without obstacles. Alcohol seemed to be a recurring factor in many of Corey's legal troubles, from his DUI arrest to altercations fueled by poor decisions. The tragic overdose of his brother in early 2024, however, appeared to serve as a wake-up call. It was a devastating reminder of the consequences of substance abuse, and it reportedly motivated Corey to reevaluate his own habits. Corey's dedication to maintaining his weight loss and addressing his struggles demonstrates a determination to rewrite his narrative. While fame often magnifies personal challenges, Corey's efforts to steer clear of destructive behaviors suggest a sincere desire to ensure the legacy of the family business and the show. His health journey shows his resilience and commitment to change, giving fans hope that Corey is firmly on the path to a brighter future. Sharing his experiences with Chumli, who also battled health issues, may have offered Corey the camaraderie he needed to stay on a better path. Both men have faced public scrutiny, but their friendship has provided a support system during challenging times. By focusing on healthier choices, Corey has not only improved his own life but also set an example for those around him, including Chumli, who has similarly embarked on a journey of self-improvement. Their friendship and rapport are what drew many fans into the show, so no doubt there will be a lot of people pleased to see that the two men remain close friends despite their personal ups and downs. It's maybe this unique friendship that can help Corey back on the right path. Chumli has always been a fan favorite on Pawn Stars. Known for his humor and lovable personality, he quickly became the comic relief when the show first aired in 2009. His breakout popularity was largely due to his relatable, lighthearted nature, which endeared him to millions of viewers. Beyond the screen, however, Chumli has shown depth and loyalty, particularly in his longtime friendship with Corey. Having been friends since childhood, Corey and Chumli share a bond that predates fame in the pawn shop. Chumli began working at the gold and silver pawn shop when he was just 21 years old, And when Pawn Stars debuted 5 years later, he became an integral part of the show's dynamic. Their shared history and mutual understanding create a foundation of trust and support that has been crucial for Corey in recent years. Following the loss of Corey's brother in early 2024, this friendship took on even greater significance. Chumlee's ability to provide an outsider perspective on Corey's struggles, unburdened by the family and business ties that Rick has been invaluable. While Rick may issue ultimatums and express tough love, Chumlee offers a supportive yet honest presence. This unique balance allows him to help Corey navigate the challenges of fame, family dynamics, and personal growth. As Corey works to leave his troubled past behind, Chumlee's unwavering support could play a key role in his redemption. By spending time together both on and off the screen, the duo not only strengthens their bond but also reminds fans of the camaraderie that made Pawn Stars a success in the first place. Their friendship, built on decades of shared experiences, provides Corey with a lifeline as he attempts to turn his life around and say goodbye for good to his destructive path. Chumlee's continued popularity and endearing nature also hold the potential to help restore Corey's public image. If the two can leverage their chemistry and shared history, they might not only revive Corey's standing with fans but also position themselves as the future faces of the gold and silver pawn shop. Together, they stand a chance of ensuring the legacy of the shop and the show, provided that Corey can turn his life around. In the early days, Corey was primed for the eventual takeover of the business. But given the negative press in recent years, Rick is likely hesitant about handing over the reins to something he's dedicated his whole life to, and that his own father built up from nothing. It's a huge responsibility, one that Corey once demonstrated he was more than capable of handling. But with all of his troubles, Rick is perhaps questioning if the business would be in safe hands with his son. His continued friendship with Chumlee could be the key to changing all of that. They could well be the future of the business. Although Corey's reputation is somewhat tarnished, with Chumlee supporting him, the legacy of Pawn Stars could continue. The legacy of Pawn Stars and Corey Harrison is one of redemption waiting to unfold. The lack of a new season in 2024 coincided with a tragic loss of Corey's brother, giving the family time to grieve and Corey the space to reevaluate his life. It may have been an unexpected pause, but perhaps a necessary one. For Corey, this was a pivotal moment to say goodbye for good to his troubled past and to honor the legacy built by his grandfather and father. Fans have not given up hope. If Pawn Stars returns for a 23rd season, all eyes will be on Corey to see if he has truly turned a corner. His determination to maintain his health, coupled with the unwavering support of Chumlee and his family, positions him for a fresh start. Corey's ability to embrace change and focus on the future could transform this pause into a powerful comeback. Corey once again stands a chance of becoming the face of the business, the man who can make quick and profitable decisions for the shop and showcase his talent for purchasing items. Pushing aside fame, Corey's key to success stands in finding his place in the business again, remembering the humble roots of the store and getting his head back in the game. A clear mind can only come from leaving his legal troubles behind him. The story of Corey Harrison is far from over. His struggles may have defined the past, but his efforts toward redemption and the support of those around him could ensure a brighter future. Whether the show resumes or not, the legacy of the gold and silver pawn shop and its iconic family remains intact. Fans must remember that even without the show, the business still exists, and one day, that family will be faced with the decision of which direction to take next. If Corey can get back to the man he was when the show first started, then there's no doubt that the business and its incredible legacy will be passed on to him. Corey's final sentence, it seems, is not about an ending. It's about a new beginning. Do you think Corey can turn his life around and say goodbye to his troubles? Have you ever done anything to change your life? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.